Good morning. It's the last day of June 2023. That's I'm sure that reference only means something to me. It's from an Al Stewart song. On the last day of June 1939. Or is it 29? I don't remember. Anyway, good morning. It's 19 degrees, very pleasant. It's going to 30 today, so glad to be out walking before it gets much hotter. And I'm finally going around the lake. Used to be that Fridays were, without fail, my day to walk around Wascana Lake. But I haven't done it for weeks. But I'm back today. Just with one thing or another, I've been doing this and that. And I know I never did do my walk home yesterday, but I've almost decided that if I'm going to walk downtown, I only need to post one walk, one way or the other, not both ways. It was simpler yesterday anyway. Tons of publishing stuff going on, but all kind of boring, lots of editing. And I think I'm going to take a big step with the publishing. I'm now a member of Literary Press Group of Canada. They have a distribution arm called Lit Distco, which I think I'm going to sign up for, but I hope it's not a mistake financially. Morning. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day to be neighbors. Won't you be mine? See, everything's a song cue if you know enough songs. As I often say. Now, I don't think we can go under the bridge. They do seem to have opened it up. There's this enormous sinkhole they were working on the other side. And I suspect you still can't go under the bridge. Which I noticed was tagged by some vandal. Honestly, if I had my way, snipers taking out graffiti types every time they showed up. A little harsh? I don't think so. Scum of the earth. A little harsh? Nope. Yes, that's too harsh, but still, they're annoying. So we'll stay on this side on the theory that we cannot go under the bridge. We'll soon to get down there. If it's open, I'll go under the bridge. It would surprise me if it were. I think the last time I walked around the lake, it hadn't even budded out completely yet. It's a house for sale, if you're looking. In this beautiful neighborhood. There's a haze in the air, most likely smoke. It's not too bad here, but there's still smoke from forest fires around. It could just be morning haze. Will burn off. Yeah, they still got it blocked off. I figured they would. So we'll be crossing up here with the light. Guy in front of me will do the honors of pressing the button, it looks like. Hopefully it changes about the time I get there. And around the lake we go. Yo ho ho. And a bottle of rum. Oh. I think he just turned left. He's not crossing, so he didn't press the button. She's going to press the button. I'll press it too. I don't know if pressing it twice makes any difference, but maybe it speeds it up. No, that was quick. There's the bridge. We'll be there tomorrow night watching fireworks, and I hope to live stream those. That'll probably be tomorrow's live stream. Cell phone coverage permitting, when you have tens of thousands of people around the lake watching fireworks, sometimes the data is not there. Well, let's take a look at the sinkhole. Hi. This is why the bridge was closed, and that's like concrete. Is this going to be a permanent fixture here? Is this? Well, it'll be a while before we could go under the bridge again, I would say, for sure. It's like some alien landing site or something. Oh, look, there's a car on the path. That's always fun. Well, I'm going this way, so I guess I'll keep going this way instead of the other way. More often go the other way, but we'll go this way today. Of course, I might come over here too and do a walk on Canada Day. That's possibly too. Hello, Jolly. It's the legislative building. One of the aeration fountains in the lake to put oxygen into the water for the fishies. Dogs, there's always dogs. It's much busier walking around the lake this time of year than it is in the dead of winter. But there's always dogs. There's some geese over there. Some geese over here too. Yeah, it's under 20 degrees, but the sun is warm, so work up a bit of a sweat here, I'm sure. There's a goose. If you want to play duck, duck, goose, says the lake for it. I haven't seen any ducks yet, but I'm sure there's some around. More geese. Oh, there's some ducks. So there you go. Duck, duck, goose. Or actually, duck, duck, goose, goose, goose. Oh, there's a duck too. Duck, duck, duck. Goose, goose, goose. Goose, goose, goose. Goose, goose, goose. That's the bandstand. Been there a long time. Roberts Plaza is the little tower over there, apartment building. Take this route, if I can get in front of those people who are in front of me. Not sure which is the shortest, but it should work pretty well. Not sure if that's smoke or just the morning haze off the lake. That's Willow Island over there. I noticed one thing they're offering this summer, which they probably offered before, but I just didn't notice, is a ferry boat ride around the lake. Not for free, you have to pay for it. And I think it was $75, so you really, really want to have to do it. So, but I did notice they were offering it. Should be able to take the shortcut here. Oh, might be able to go over onto Pine Island when we get over there. Haven't been on there for, oh, nope, can't take Oh, I know why. They're set up for the fireworks, so this fence is to keep people away from the where they launch the fireworks on Willow Island tomorrow night. Much to the alarm of all those ducks and geese. So yes, we'll see this lovely orange fence here and there as we proceed. You can see more of it over there. I walk faster in the summertime than I do in the winter, and perhaps get a little more out of breath as a result, but not too bad. In the winter, I'm watching my feet more carefully because of the ice and snow. Again, I keep meaning to do a bingo card. Play along as you watch the video. Win a book. An e-book. So it doesn't actually cost me anything. We can take this shortcut. Let's do that. Hasn't been enough rain to make it muddy. Might get some thunderstorms tomorrow, they say. Or tonight. We'll see. That'd be bad tomorrow because it is Canada Day. And there'll be people around. Food and outdoor concerts. All that good stuff. We usually walk over and take a look. Don't hang around too much. I'm not one for most outdoor concerts. Unless it's somebody I really, really know and care about. Well, here's more of the little orange scooters you can now rent. That's a new thing this summer. I'm not exactly sure how they work and where you're supposed to leave them. Perhaps you can leave them anywhere. I think they have tracking devices on them so they know where they are. There's Willow Island where the fireworks will come from. Lots of geese and ducks. And as I always point out, this is where the Shards of Excalibur, my YA series, starts, when the Lady of the Lake from King Arthur shows up right there underwater. Some of the scooters. And tells a local girl that she now has the power of the Lady of the Lake if she chooses to accept it, and she and her friend, who just happens to be there, seems to be by coincidence, but there are no coincidences when magic is involved, have to go find the scattered shards of Arthur's sword Excalibur before Merlin can. He's the bad guy in his modern day guise as Rex Major, who's kind of a Bill Gates, Steve Jobs computer guy. Elon Musk maybe would be a better one now, but not that he's primarily known for computers at the moment. Oof. And that tale is told in my 5-book series, available everywhere, ebook and print. You can also get the entire series as one monolithic ebook for, I think it's priced at like $10, so great deal if you want to read it. You can find that on Amazon or wherever you like to buy ebooks or other kinds of books. A review of Willow Island there through the trees. Oh, we've got goslings crossing the path. There they go. Heading to the water. Another dog. Lots more geese. Oh, the lake is positively crowded this morning. Not a huge fan of that when I'm doing this. I'd rather there were no people around, but I can't control that. Morning. There's the Queen building over there, which is actually a ship, or run as a ship anyway. HMCS Queen. If you want to join the Naval Cadets, that's where you would go. There's one in Saskatchewan too called HMCS Unicorn, which is a fine old ship name, but whereas the Queen, HMCS Queen, makes perfect sense in Regina, Saskatchewan is not, so far as I know, associated with unicorns in any way. His Majesty's Canadian ship now, Queen HMCS. That edge looking pretty over there in the morning sunlight. There's a little mud, but that's from watering the grass, not from rain. And here's the end of the fireworks fence. We will go down there once we get up here. Excuse me. Coming up fast. Oh, there's a boat out there of some sort. Oh, yeah. The rowing club is in action, or else there's a camp going on. You can see boys in the water marking the lanes for the rowing club and competitions and what have you. Nice little bridge here. Another aeration fountain to our left, and that pond, which is the east end of the legislative building. Getting ready for a little race, it looks like, back there. There's the fountain. Up and over the bridge. Look. This will take us right by the rowing club's hangout. You can see some of the little boys there marking the lanes. Not little boys, but little buoys. Coming up to the marina. In the winter time, there's lots of boats. It's not in the water. This time of the year, there's more in the water. And that's an apartment building, that tower over there. Here's where the rowing club, and there's a rowing club and a racing club, I believe, if I recall. Wascana Racing Canoe Club, and then there's a rowing club. So I guess one is competitive and one perhaps not as much, I don't know. You can rent boats and take them on the water. I never have, but it might be fun. And then launch them down there. A few canoes in the water. Playground. Fence to keep kids from wandering into the water, I would guess. That's a dragon boat there, the long skinny one. Take this little shortcut here. So that's the marina properly there. And over here is the Willow, Bar Willow it's called. Nice local restaurant. Go down here, we can go around the corner, I think. Yeah, so those are dragon boats, the long skinny ones. I don't know if we have a dragon boat race coming up this year or not, probably since they're there. My daughter's roommate at University of Toronto is a big dragon boat racer. Competitive. Unfortunately, she broke her ankle. So she's not able to row, but they also have somebody who just beats a drum to keep time, and they moved her to that position so she can continue to be part of her team. That was the marina. This is the parking lot. Popular parking lot for people perambulating around the pond, he said alliteratively. Those light fixtures are pretty new, or else I never noticed them until now. And are we halfway around? Probably not quite. Getting there. More geese. Over there where that waterfall is falling, that's Pine Island. I'll probably go onto it, but the last couple of years they've had it blocked off so you can't walk under the waterfall like you used to be able to. I don't know if that's still the case or not. I figure somebody did something stupid and so the rest of us got cut off. Yeah, it actually looks like they've done something so there's no path under it is what it looks like. Huh. It was nice to walk under it. It's a shame. But it looks different to me on this end. Anyway, we'll soon get there. Up and over this bridge, which parallels that bridge, which is Wascana Parkway Bridge. Over here is the view of the whole lake. You can go that way and walk to the university. I've done that sometimes and probably will again soon. Summertime's a good time to do that because there aren't a lot of students around. This is a popular beach with the birds. I can smell these. It's a smell I associate with the prairie in the summer. So I'm not sure what they are, but they're clearly common. And I grew up out in the country, so. not on a farm, but basically in the country. So I did a lot of hiking around on our local patch of prairie. Bird Beach. I don't know if it has a proper name, but I always think of it as Bird Beach. Jogger, dog walker. I think yeah, sure, I'll go into Pine Island. Slows me down a bit, but not much. Just to see what they've done under the waterfall there. See if it's open again, or if it's permanently closed off. There's a way down to the lake if you need one. Pine Island and the stuff on it all dates back to the 2003, I think, is when they deepened the lake, drained it completely, dredged it out. The big dig, everybody's got a big dig. There's lots of big digs, but there's the guys we saw on the other side of the lake, moving faster than I am. And in 2005, after that happened and the lake was refurbished, we hosted the Canadian Summer Games. So over here on the, somebody in convocation robes. Over here on Pine Island, there's a timing booth for canoe racing, other kinds of water racing. So I always stop to look both ways on the bridge, almost always, so that's looking back to the bridge we just crossed, and that's where we're headed next. The bridge is lined up with the legislative building dead ahead. Doesn't look like a race, it just looks like practice of some sort. This is what I was talking about. Timing stand or booth or building or whatever you want to call it. My guess is I can't go into the waterfall, but I'll look. If I can't, I'll come back and go up to the top of the waterfall here as I circumnavigate the island. Those are kayaks, not canoes. Is it open? Oh, it is. Last year it was not. Okay, well, we'll walk under the waterfall then. Which, as long as the wind is not blowing directly at it, you don't get too wet. There you go. I don't quite see the point of that. Keep cyclists from riding under it, maybe. Oh, there's a canoe or kayak right there. Headed under the bridge. Excuse me, geese. They didn't even get out of my way. Only one of them even bothered to kind of half-heartedly hiss at me. Of course, if you look at the path, you can see the problem with geese. You can't walk around the lake without stepping in goose droppings. And that was Pine Island. If you go up there, you can go to the top of the waterfall. Oh, here come the rowers again. Some coach yelling at them. Woohoo. And the one we just saw going under should be over. Oh, she's landed over there. Waiting for these to come in, which they're about to do. Cool down, 20 minutes. Hi, M. Huffman. Yeah, sorry about that. They are Canadian fires, but not bad here. It has been, but not bad here. Obviously, we're not affected by the ones to the east. We're affected by ones in northern Saskatchewan or Alberta when that happens. And Alberta was having quite a few, but I don't know what the status is over there now. Or these little rental, they come with a helmet, but they would not fit me. None of those helmets would fit me. So that alone is a reason for me not to do them. Surveyor's Monument. Kayakers cooling off before they take another run at it, I think. From what I heard the coach yelling anyway. Hard to see them along here because of the trees. And there's a truck on the path. Always fun. The Wascana Central truck doing something or other. Pretty much blocking the path on this side. Something in the bushes. Don't know what they were concerned with. Can hear the coach over here talking on the other side of these bushes. Don't wait for anybody, he says. Nobody's going to wait for you. You don't wait for anybody. That would seem to be a basic rule of racing in an individual sport like kayaking. Quite a bit wetter than one might have thought. I wonder if they had a break or something to make that big puddle. Either that or they're being really nice to the mosquitoes, which seems unlikely. That is very wet. They must have just watered probably this morning. Glad it's done now. They're hard to dodge, the sprinklers. Me again.
not again.
I walked around the island, so something cooler would be better. More goslings. I can walk here. They may not like it, but they're not actually on the road, so this guy may hiss at me. A little bit. He wasn't too concerned. There's a few blossoms on a few trees. This shirt will be done for when I get home, that's for sure. And we have no air conditioning, but we do have a fan, which I will be sitting in front of once I get back in, for sure. I won't bother with the little walk out there, but there is one, and some more kayakers down there too, I see. That one gives you a view of, oh, there he goes, what that one's called, Spruce Island, I think, which is undeveloped in any way, so there is a landing there, but you can't go for a picnic or anything like you can on Willow Island. It's for wildlife. I might go down by the tennis courts today when we get down there. Varganas have gone to seed. They would have had yellow flowers on them earlier on. Again, everything here was planted by somebody. There's no natural tree cover here in southern Saskatchewan of any significance. Pockets of it, like in Moose Mountain Provincial Park, where there's a higher elevation, and down in riverbanks you get willows and things that grow naturally. But out here, there would not have been a tree when the railroad came through here, hardly. And the city was founded in, we just had the centennial, what was it, 1885 maybe, or 1895? I don't remember, 1885 probably, or something like that. I think the centennial of the RCMP was 1883, and of course we're the home of the training depot for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, originally the Northwest Mounted Police. There's the Holodomor Memorial up here, marking the Stalin's genocide against Ukrainians. Long history between Russia and Ukraine, and none of it's good, or very little of it's good. I believe Saskatchewan was the first, or one of the first, governments to recognize Holodomor as a genocide. So the statues of a little starving child, because it was genocide by starvation. Communists hate them. Being a Cold War baby, especially. Now, somewhere along here, I can get through the bushes and walk down by the tennis courts, which is always fun. Somewhere on the other side here. It's basically why there's parking here, I think. People parked here, I mean. Is this it? I think this is it. Sometimes there's even a sign here that says you can come into their little clubhouse and have something to eat. So, I guess it's called the Lakeshore Tennis Club. People playing, maybe some lessons going on. Not a sport I've ever attempted, to tell the truth. I don't think I've ever played it even once. Badminton now, yeah, but not tennis. This is very old. I mean, this has been here probably 100 years, this tennis club. And they do have a clubhouse here where you can get something to eat or drink. Again, nothing I've ever done, but I know it's doable. Nice little deck. Lots of shade and fresh air. Even in the heat, that wouldn't be too bad. It's called Bliss Bistro. And it is the Lake Shore Tennis Club, not Lake View. Not Bliss Bistro, but Bliss Bistro. Bliss Bistro, there it is again. Soups, salads, sandwiches. And here we are at the back of the Legislative Building. We'll go through the parking lot here. We'll go around the front and then through the gardens. And back to where we crossed the street to begin with. Oh, I guess coming this way we kind of missed the Trafalgar Fountain. Let's see if it's running off to my right. Is it going? Yeah, it is. Right down there. Fountain that actually did stand in Trafalgar Square at one point. Here's the ledge, made out of Tyndall stone, which is a form of limestone. If you look, you can see fossils in it. They're easy to find. Almost every slab has some in it. More geese. So tomorrow this place will be crawling with people for Canada Day. For some definitions of crawling, anyway. They're not doing the Plywood Cup, I don't think, which is a shame. That was a kind of a fundraising race where teams built boats out of basically plywood and duct tape. Tried to race them across the lake and back. It's always fun. Some always sank. So there'd be a boat out there to pick people up. That happened. So you might as well go up the steps and get a view over the gardens from up here. Up the steps of the Legislative Building, which you can tour. And I have, but not doing it right now. You can see, erected in 1908 to 1911. King George and Queen Elizabeth, that's the Queen Mother, visited here in 1939. And the gardens are looking nicer, and that looks straight downtown then. So it's a nice view. I guess this is the middle. And over the statue of the Queen there. Queen Elizabeth, that is. The actual Queen, not the Queen Mother. Queen Elizabeth II. I don't know if King Charles will make his way to Saskatchewan or not. He's been here when he was Prince of Wales. Thank you for playing the Beatles. At least it's better than rap. People who like to share their music loudly out their windows. I never quite understood. If I were doing it, it'd be musical theater. Blasting, Into the Woods or Company. Something by Sondheim. As I drive around town. Or classical. 1812 Overture at the top of the speakers. You never hear classical. Statue of the Queen, atop her favorite horse, who was born in Saskatchewan. And when she was here, my daughter gave her flowers right about there. It was pouring rain. We stood in the rain for 3 hours, but it was worth it. Got a great picture. Not of the two of them together, but close up of the Queen and one accepting the flowers and one of my daughter with the flowers, so you could put the pieces together. As I often say, that was the last photograph I had in the Weyburn Review. I used to work at the Weyburn Review, so I had tons of photos in the Weyburn Review, but it was the last one. And that was long after I'd left, so. Still that Weyburn connection, though. And I'm dripping. And my mom was still alive and living in Weyburn, because that was in 2005, I guess. She was not quite 3, I think, when Queen was here. There's Walter Scott, the first premier, holding up the blueprints of the legislative building. So I had that Weyburn connection. Let's see, in 2005, I'd been out of Weyburn for 18 years already, since I'd left the Review. I was news editor when I left, reporter, photographer before that. Started working there when I was 20. At the age of 24, I became the editor and did that for 4 years. So in my 20s, I was very much in the newspaper sort of realm. A dying thing, newspapers. You know, it might actually be simpler to cross up here and go down the other side of the bridge. Just because of all that work. I guess you can walk around it. Well, no, I'll go that way, because I crossed the bridge a few times recently, but I haven't walked along this side of the dam for a while. See what the spillway's up to. Probably spilling. There's often pelicans there. You can see them better on the other side. I stopped and looked at them several times. There's that first fountain we walked by over there. And the geese. There are always geese. That was an aggressive goose. That one didn't like you. Wonder if he'll come after me too. I think it was this guy right here. He's not concerned about me. So this is the dam that makes the lake, which is really just on the little creek that flows through here. This bridge was built in the early history. It's sometimes called the longest bridge over the shortest body of water. I don't think that's an actual Guinness category, but because this is the only part of the bridge that covers water. The bridge goes way down there. Way down there. Oh, there's some pelicans you can see under the bridge. They like those rocks. And I actually saw one getting a fish. That's what they're waiting for, is fish to be swept over the spillway. He did not ring a bell to tell me he was coming. Normally, I'd go up there, but I have to go around the sinkhole. I don't know, that looks like it's going to be a permanent feature. I don't know if they fill it in after they get it under control or what happens. Maybe they fill that concrete bowl with soil again. I guess we'll see over the summer. None of the pumps seem to be running, so perhaps they've got it under control. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Huge concrete hole in the ground, which would not have been concrete to begin with. The soil must have just begun collapsing. Wasn't there the last time I walked around the lake. Speaker's Corner. Those lanterns actually were in Hyde Park at one point, so we do have a few things like that. Surprised they haven't torn it down, considering that apparently governments are really dead set against any kind of dissenting speech these days. They want to control it all. But for the moment, at least, we have this nod to the concept of free speech. Canadian flags flying for Canada Day. I did finally realize that I did know the people who live in this house on the corner that I walk by all the time. I've never been in the house. It'd be nice to see the inside of it. Two dogs. Must be a person there somewhere.
I know, it's a big building. I always see them driving out there.
It's a very nice built house. I'd just be curious to see what it's like inside someday. There's nothing else quite like it around here. It's very... People tend to build up here. One of the things that puzzled us when we first moved here from Texas, well, we're more used to this kind of thing. You know, ranch style, sprawling a bit, maybe. Was that we got here in the middle of this wide open prairie. And in the towns, you'd get these little two-story houses with almost no space between them. Couldn't figure that out. But of course, the reason is the developers wanted to get as many houses as possible on their piece of land. So they made the lots narrow, and you had to build up if you were going to have a decent floor space. Not so much in this neighborhood, but probably in Weyburn where we first noticed it, because that's where we moved in 1967 from Texas when I was 8. You do the math, you'll know how old I am. These ones have bigger lots. Like our house is on a lot and a half. So it's fairly wide and still 2 stories, but also has quite a bit of space between the houses on either side. A lot of houses used to have awnings. Ours used to in the old pictures. Theoretically, we have air conditioning, but we don't at the moment because the blower quit. The furnace has to be replaced, and we have to get asbestos taken out of the basement before that can happen. So it's turned into a huge, annoying delay in getting my air conditioning working on the hottest part of the summer coming up this weekend. Well, even today, 30 and 32, I think, next couple of days, which is as hot as it's been. Not records by any means, but hot enough when you don't have air conditioning in a 2-story house. The upstairs gets quite warm. The basement's cool. You can't live in the basement, especially ours, because it's not finished. Anyway, almost home. Davin school ahead of us. back down the crescent. A brisk walk indeed. How long was it? Yeah, 56 minutes. If I hadn't gone around Pine Island, it would only been 40 something. All right, we'll stop here. Thanks for walking with me. And tomorrow's Canada Day. I'm sure I'll have something about Canada Day tomorrow. Bye for now. Oh, and subscribe if you haven't. Bye.